Hi guys, welcome to Origin. One thing I have never done on my channel and never will do is review a movie. And the reason for that is that my movie taste doesn't reflect, the tastes of human beings. I have an account on the movie review site Rotten Tomatoes called Alien Taste, on which I've done a couple of really casual, not insightful at all reviews, just of what I remember of it and what it made me feel and that kind of stuff. And they're pretty much in direct opposition to what the critics are saying. Here are some examples of my alien taste. I hated The Godfather. I liked Transformers 2. I liked G.I. Joe. I even liked Dragon Ball Evolution. And it has something like 13%. But I do want to take this opportunity to throw out there that Rotten Tomatoes sucks. Quite bad, in fact. And there's a number of reasons. First of all, now, normally when you rate anything, what you do is you give it a rating out of 10 or a percentage rating or something like that. On Rotten Tomatoes, this percentage that you hear is not, the average of all the critics' ratings. It's simply whether or not they liked the film. And as far as I can tell, in my experience of being on this site, the dividing line is not set at 50%. If it was, then this shouldn't happen. Roger Ebert, possibly, well, as far as I understand it, the most famous film critic in the world, gave this a rotten review, the only rotten review of the top critics. This is Star Trek we're talking about here. And if we actually go to the actual review here, he gives it 2.5 stars out of 4. Not 5, but 4. So, do the maths, it's 62.5%. And that's still rotten. So that's my first major criticism of Rotten Tomatoes. Or as you might call it in America, Rotten Tomatoes. My second criticism looks at the effect which this problem produces. So it follows directly from the first criticism. Rotten Tomatoes is a breeding ground for elitist trolls. Now, what do I mean by elitist trolls? I mean trolls who take a look at the tomato meter or already have their own opinions of the film, take that opinion to be fact, and then look down on anyone who has a different opinion. Because in their eyes they must obviously be stupid, or something like that. And they go around looking for people who have controversial opinions, if you like, and just leave their droppings on their comment section. Now, the reason why I consider this a criticism of Rotten Tomatoes and not the trolls themselves is because the structure of Rotten Tomatoes encourages that kind of behaviour. And that's because it's either fresh or rotten. Like I said, you either like it or you don't. Whereas a spectrum wouldn't polarize opinions so much. It wouldn't make your opinion stand out as being specifically bad or good. If you give it 70%, then the idea is that you liked it, but that you still have some criticisms of the film. But if it's fresh, then you liked it, and even though you may well have not, there may well be criticisms that you did have of the film, they're going to be less obvious because of it's either fresh or rotten. And there's no in between whatsoever, so that's what I'm getting at here. Case in point, Battlefield Earth, 2%. This is one of the positive reviews, or the comment section. Let's start with... Okay, so here's a claim that he's gay. Claims that he has to be a Scientologist. the film has a lot to do with Scientology, so that's to be expected as well. Perfectly reasonable disagreements here. Someone saying he has a point. Wrong. Sorry, it's an opinion. You can't be wrong about an opinion. Sorry. This film should have a 0% rating, but you're a dumbass, so it doesn't. He's stupid for liking the film? Okay. This is something that creeps up a lot. The idea that someone is stupid for having a controversial opinion. The only way where I could ever see intelligence affecting someone's movie taste is in their ability to analyse a film. But even then, there are certain assumptions that have to be made there. The first is that they actually care about the things that they realise when analysing the film, that it actually factors into their final opinion as to whether they liked it or not, and it assumes that they tried to analyse a film in the first place. And that's why I think I have such an alien taste, as it were, because I never consciously analyse a film. I simply go there and watch it. I don't scrutinise every aspect of what's going on. I just go there, and if I like it for whatever reason, I don't need to justify it why, then I like it. It's as simple as that. If not, then I don't. It's got nothing to do with intelligence. Intelligence only even factors into movies when it comes to your ability to analyse a film. And if you don't care about that, then it really doesn't matter how intelligent you are. It's going to influence it at best. But if you can suspend your disbelief as much as I can, then it's not going to matter. To give you an example, TJ and Galen did a review of Transformers 2 and a review of G.I. Joe. I want to focus on Transformers 2 for a second. Now, I noticed some of the things during my first viewing of that film that they picked up on in the review, even though I wasn't trying to analyse everything, the robot heaven thing, and there are some issues that I could take up with them, but that's not what I want to do here. The point is that even though I completely disagreed with them, I can still respect their opinion. I don't think they're stupid for having the opinion they do. They might think I'm stupid for having the opinion I do, but we'll deal with that if and when we come to it. Of course, if that's the case, they'll have to deal with what I just said about intelligence relating to movies. Now, what's my point here? Well, the point is that I've seen Transformers 2 twice more since I've seen TJ and Galen's review, and even being fully aware of everything they'd said in that review, I still really like the film. Now, that's a case in point right there. I'm fully aware of these problems with the film, and yet I can still enjoy it. So how does it have anything to do with intelligence? Once again, it's only an influence at best. If you can suspend your disbelief so much that you don't care about the inconsistencies in a film, you don't care about any lapses that you might see in their acting, or if even if you can rationalise out some of it later on, then that's cool. You're just going to still end up liking the film. And that's how I can enjoy so many movies. In fact, my alien taste actually comes in the form of me liking most movies and hating quite a few of the classics, as it were. But, that's everything I wanted to say. Thoughts and comments, as usual, video responses, whatever. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.